Yo, hey everybody. This is crazy. But yeah, so breaking news out of Twitter is that the Super Sentai series to end broadcast. It's been 50 years since Go Ranger started airing on Japanese TV, and according to those involved, the background to the end of the broadcasting includes the fact that income from events, related merchandise, and film adaptations, etc., does not match the production costs. Okay, so this is crazy. There's like two narratives on this story right now. Narrative one is that it's definitely happening, and narrative two is that it's an overblown story and the show is just rebranding or possibly transforming into something else.
この番組はヨランのスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
There is some mixed like feedback on that. It seems like it's definitely ending, but I'm also hearing some people who are either in disbelief or have an alternative news source that's saying it's not ending, it's just turning into something else. This guy says Super Sentai will go on indefinite hiatus, or it's rebranding, maybe to escape the contract with Hasbro so they can expand internationally like Kamen Rider. That would actually be really interesting, and that would make sense considering that Hasbro is doing nothing with the franchise right now. That would actually be really interesting if they're doing it like that. Anything else? Hold on. Come on, phone. Don't let me down. All right, here we go. All right, here's the main story from TV Asahi or Oricon News. Yep, just relatively the same thing as the tweet that it's been running since 1975 with Go Ranger. And oh no, this is so bad. All right, hold on. I want to read the reactions to this because there's some crazy reactions in the down threads. This guy's saying maybe they should start a whimsical girls comedy series like Poetrine. That would be interesting. Here's a cool post. This is a list of all the 50 Sentais for the past 50 years. So there were 3 in the 70s, and then I think there's been one every year ever since, right? Okay, I get it. It's 50 years of Sentai, but there haven't been 50 Sentais. Okay. Although it looks like they're pretty close. Yeah, 49 series, 50 Sentai. Okay, got it. It might be fun to look back at you, remember which Sentai was from your generation. Let's see. I've seen Jetman, I've seen Power Rangers. I still need to watch Die Ranger. In terms of Power Rangers, I'm pretty sure I watched up to Ginga Man. I've heard very good things about Deca Ranger, and I always wanted to watch Gokaiger. Yep, there's a lot of Sentai series. Kaku Ranger generation says thank you. I guess I'm technically part of the Kaku Ranger generation, but I didn't watch the original Kaku Ranger. Sun Vulcan. Sun Vulcan's been getting a lot of hits lately. I'm from the generation that watched Go-Go 5 religiously. Then Time Ranger. Oh, God. Still need to see Die Ranger. I'm from the Go Ranger and Jacker generation. So sad if true. I hope that Deca Ranger becomes a long-running story. That would be weird but cool. TV Asahi ending the Super Sentai series like this is just completely out of touch with the times, isn't it? Like burying such a legendary franchise that lasted 50 years with such a sloppy conclusion is nothing short of a betrayal to the viewers. Go Juju being the final series is no joke. If it's going to end at that quality, they should just hand it to another network and let it be reborn. Isn't TV Asahi's management more obsessed with profiting off of old time slots than actual ratings? As a fan, it pisses me off that it's at a level where it would be surprising if it blows up massively on SNS. What do you think? Yeah, Japanese people say SNS sometimes. Let's rebroadcast in the first generation. That way adults will watch it too. I think it would be popular with kids today as well. I have always wanted to watch Go Ranger all the way through. I've only seen the first couple of episodes. Jacker too. I hear Jacker's pretty dark. I think I'll get back to it someday, even if I take a break, but generations in between will grow up not knowing Super Sentai heroes. You know, my own children had no Ultraman or Kamen Rider broadcasts, so I grew up unaware of them, which is why I became totally obsessed with Super Sentai and Metal Heroes instead. The flow starring from Heisei Rider was divine, though. The word half a century feels so heavy. The more something is taken for granted every week, the more it makes me realize it will eventually come to an end. This guy's blaming it on the decrease in the number of children. When I was a child, there were tons of kids programs, but now there really are so few. Is the Reiwa era going to erase yet another place where children can have a hero one by one? That is mega depressing. Thanks a lot, dude. Both Kamen Rider and Ultraman have switched networks and are going strong, so Sentai should move to another network too, right? Oh, this guy is talking about Shin Super Sentai being made. All right, so that's another one of the big conspiracy theories here, that the reason they're canceling this is so Hideki Anno can make Shin Super Sentai as a movie. That would be pretty effing cool. I actually really, really would like to see Shin Himitsu Sentai Go Ranger. It would also make a really good follow-up to Shin Kamen Rider. So that would be really effing cool. Oh, hey Hunter Iggy. Thanks for showing up, man. I was getting tired of like just reading tweets. Yeah, this is bad. Well, it's complicated because in the West, like, they haven't been adapting Super Sentai into Power Rangers at all lately. Hold on, I need to actually look this up because it's been like so long. What was the last Super Sentai to get adapted into Power Rangers? The answer to that is Ryu Soldier? Ryu Soldier was Dino Fury. Oh, however, Uchu Sentai Q Ranger was the last Sentai series to have its footage used at all. Specifically, the Zords and villains were used in Cosmic Fury. All right, so yeah, they seem to have stopped adapting Super Sentai as of Q Ranger. I remember Q Ranger, 2017. Wow, holy shit. Even if Super Sentai stops, they haven't actually turned a Super Sentai into a Power Rangers in over 7 years now. That's actually pretty effing crazy. Even though they've still been making them for the past 7 years. There's been a couple of drama items on the Power Rangers front that I haven't been directly covering. Okay, Iggy says Japan should stop making Power Rangers and the US should stop also. I don't know, man. There's also a conspiracy theory here that because the US hasn't been adapting Power Rangers, possibly Power Rangers is rebranding to get out of the contract with Hasbro because Hasbro is just stagnating it. And now Kamen Rider, especially Kamen Rider Zets, is doing really well in the US. So it's possible that like Toei realized that and they're trying to creatively work around the contract with Hasbro.